The wool of a chatouche shawl comes from which endangered animal? Tibetan antelope, or chiru. Chatouche shawls are made from the down hair of the Tibetan antelope, also known as the chiru. The chiru is an endangered species, and the trade of chatouche is illegal in many countries to protect this animal. Which French sculptor passed away in November 1917? Auguste Rodin. Auguste Rodin was a renowned French sculptor whose works include The Thinker and The Kiss. He is considered a founder of modern sculpture. In April 1963, Lester B. Pearson assumed the office of Prime Minister in which country? Canada. Lester B. Pearson served as the 14th Prime Minister of Canada from 1963 to 1968. A key figure in Canadian history, he is notable for introducing universal healthcare, the Canada Pension Plan, and the Order of Canada. The conflict between the Girondins and the Jacobins during the French Revolution was known as the Reign of what? Terror. The Reign of Terror, 1793 to 1794, was a period of intense political repression during the French Revolution, marked by mass executions of perceived enemies of the revolution. The conflict between the Girondins and the more radical Jacobins significantly contributed to this volatile period. Piedmont and Lombardy are regions located in which European country? Italy. Piedmont and Lombardy are significant regions in northern Italy, known for their distinct cultures, economies, and contributions to Italian history. Lombardy is home to Milan, a major economic and fashion hub, while Piedmont is famous for its wines and cuisine. In which European city are the headquarters of UNESCO, United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, located? Paris. UNESCO, established in 1945, works to promote international collaboration through education, science, and culture. Its headquarters in Paris, France, serve as the central hub for its global operations and programs. In which country did the 2004 Chuetsu earthquakes occur? Japan. The 2004 Chuetsu earthquakes were a series of strong earthquakes that struck Niigata Prefecture, Japan, causing significant damage and casualties. These earthquakes highlighted the seismic activity common in Japan. By what name is the poisonous fungus Amanita phalloides better known? The death cap. Amanita phalloides, commonly known as the death cap, is one of the most poisonous of all known mushrooms. It contains amatoxins and phallotoxins, which can cause severe liver and kidney damage, often leading to death. Which Polish-born astronomer proposed that the planets orbit the Sun, a theory later proven correct? Copernicus. Nicolaus Copernicus was a Renaissance-era mathematician and astronomer who formulated a model of the universe that placed the Sun rather than the Earth at the center. This heliocentric model revolutionized the understanding of the solar system. What is the capital of the U.S. state of Connecticut? Hartford. Hartford is the capital city of Connecticut, located on the Connecticut River. It's known for its rich history, including its role in the insurance industry and its historical architecture. By which Spanish artist is the group of paintings known as the Black Paintings created? Francisco Goya. The Black Paintings, Pinturas Negras, are a series of 14 paintings by Francisco Goya painted directly onto the walls of his house sometime between 1819 and 1823. Reflecting a darker, more pessimistic view of humanity, they are considered important works of Spanish art. Who was the last British monarch to dismiss a British Prime Minister? William IV. William IV was the last British monarch to exercise the royal prerogative of dismissing a Prime Minister, doing so in 1834 when he removed Lord Melbourne from office. This act demonstrates the monarch's historical power in British politics, though such dismissals are rare in modern times. Concerning meteorology, to what classification does the term cirrus refer? Cloud. Cirrus clouds are characterized by thin, wispy strands and are formed at high altitudes. Their appearance often signals changes in the weather. What is the English translation of the Latin phrase, ad vitam? For life. The phrase, ad vitam, means, for life, in Latin. It is often used in legal and academic contexts to denote something that lasts a lifetime. In which state of the United States is Mount Vaz located? Utah. Mount Vaz is one of the peaks in the La Salle mountain range located in Grant County, Utah. These mountains are known for their stunning alpine scenery. What was the name of the ship's cat on the Endurance, the vessel used by Ernest Shackleton for his Imperial Trans-Antarctic expedition? Endurance. Mrs. Chippy was a male tabby cat that accompanied Shackleton's expedition on the Endurance. Despite being male, the cat was named Mrs. Chippy. On the Beaufort scale, what numerical value represents a moderate breeze? 4. The Beaufort scale is an empirical measure that relates wind speed to observed conditions at sea or on land. A moderate breeze, designated as force 4 on the scale, is defined by a wind speed of 13 to 18 miles per hour and small waves forming. In which year did the sixpenny coin cease to be legal tender in Great Britain? 1980. The sixpenny coin, also known as a tanner, was a British coin worth 6 pence. It ceased to be legal tender in 1980, following decimalization in 1971. How many wings does a honeybee possess? 4. Honeybees, like most insects, have 6 legs and 4 wings. The 2 wings on each side hook together during flight to function as a single wing. In which Australian state is the Rumjungle uranium deposit located? Northern Territory. The Rumjungle uranium deposit, located in the Northern Territory of Australia, was a significant source of uranium during the Cold War. Mining operations occurred from 1954 to 1971, leaving behind environmental challenges that continue to be addressed today. On which Mediterranean island is the resort town of Sliema located? Malta. Sliema, a resort town situated on the Mediterranean island of Malta, is known for its waterfront promenades and tourist attractions. Malta's strategic location in the Mediterranean has made it a historically significant island. In the Bible, by what name is the Decalogue more commonly known? The Ten Commandments. The Decalogue, also known as the Ten Commandments, is a set of ethical and religious principles fundamental to both Judaism and Christianity. These commandments are found in the books of Exodus and Deuteronomy and provide a basis for moral conduct. In the pre-decimal British currency system, how many pennies constituted 1 pound? 240. Prior to decimalization in 1971, the British currency system consisted of pounds, shillings, and pence. 1 pound was equal to 20 shillings, and each shilling was equal to 12 pennies, making a total of 240 pennies in a pound. The Kirin is a supernatural spirit within the mythology of which country? Japan. The Kirin, or Qilin in Chinese, is a mythical hooved creature appearing in East Asian cultures, especially Japanese mythology. It is often depicted as a composite animal and is considered a symbol of good omen and prosperity. What is the scientific term for the armpit? Axilla. Axilla is the anatomical term for the armpit. It's a pyramidal-shaped space between the upper limb and the chest wall, containing blood vessels, nerves, and lymph nodes. What term denotes an account of a person's life written by that person? Autobiography. An autobiography is a self-written account of one's life. It offers a personal perspective on events and experiences, differing from a biography which is written by someone else. Which Greek god was the twin brother of Artemis? Apollo. In Greek mythology, Apollo was the twin brother of Artemis, the goddess of the hunt. Apollo was associated with music, poetry, light, healing, and prophecy. According to the Bible, what A denotes the final battle between good and evil preceding the day of judgment? Armageddon. Armageddon, a term derived from the Hebrew, Har Megiddo, Mount Megiddo, signifies the symbolic location of the ultimate clash between opposing forces at the end of times. This concept is prominent in Christian eschatology. In human physiology, what is a synonym for memory loss? Amnesia. Amnesia refers to a partial or total loss of memory. It can result from brain injury, neurological disorders, or psychological trauma, impacting the recall of past events or the formation of new memories. What refers to the white of an egg? Albumin. Albumin, commonly known as egg white, is the protein-rich component of an egg. It consists primarily of water and proteins, providing essential nutrients and playing a crucial role in culinary applications due to its ability to coagulate when heated. What is another term for an enemy or opponent? Adversary. An adversary is an individual or group that opposes or contends with another. The term implies a conflict or struggle between opposing sides. Globe, Omaha Faisal, and Chianti are all varieties of which vegetable? Artichoke. Artichokes are a type of thistle cultivated for their edible flower buds. Different varieties, such as Globe, Omaha Faisal, and Chianti, exhibit variations in size, shape, and flavor. Nicholas Breakspere, born in the 12th century, was the first English what? Pope. Nicholas Breakspere, who reigned as Pope Adrian IV from 1154 to 1159, holds the distinction of being the only English pope in the history of the Catholic Church. In which Asian country is Haneda Airport located? Japan. Haneda Airport, officially known as Tokyo International Airport, is located in Tokyo, Japan. It is one of the busiest airports in the world, serving both domestic and international flights. What was the name of the boat in which English car and speedboat racer Donald Campbell was killed in 1967? Bluebird K7. Donald Campbell died in 1967 while attempting a world water speed record in Bluebird K7 on Coniston Water. The Bluebird K7 was a jet-powered hydroplane, a symbol of British engineering prowess. The Winter War from 1939-1940 was a military conflict between Russia, Soviet Union, and which other country? Finland. The Winter War was a military conflict between the Soviet Union and Finland from November 1939 to March 1940. It resulted in significant territorial losses for Finland and demonstrated the Red Army's initial struggles against a smaller, determined foe. Who became President of Germany in June 2010? Christian Wulff. Christian Wulff served as the President of Germany from June 2010 to February 2012. His presidency was cut short by a scandal involving allegations of corruption. What color are the stars on the national flag of China? Yellow. The national flag of China, also known as the five-starred red flag, features 5 yellow stars on a red field. The large star represents the Communist Party of China, while the 4 smaller stars represent the 4 social classes as defined in Maoist ideology. What was the name of the camp established in Chile following the entrapment of 30 miners underground? Camp Hope. Camp Hope was the name given to the rescue site established during the 2010 Copiapó mining accident in Chile. This event drew global attention to the plight of the trapped miners and the extensive rescue efforts undertaken. The liters is the basic monetary unit of which country? Lithuania. The liters was the currency of Lithuania between 1922 and 1941 and again between 1993 and 2015. It was replaced by the euro in 2015 when Lithuania joined the Eurozone. During World War II, what was the subsequent designation of the local defense volunteers? The Home Guard. The Local Defense Volunteers, LDV, were a British volunteer organization formed in 1940 during World War II. They were soon renamed the Home Guard and served to defend against potential invasion. Which U.S. university instigated the Ig Nobel Prize in 1991, a spoof Nobel Prize awarded for achievements that cannot, or should not, be repeated? Harvard. The Ig Nobel Prizes are parody of the Nobel Prizes, awarded annually for unusual or trivial achievements in scientific research. They are intended to celebrate the unusual, honor the imaginative, and spur people's interest in science, medicine, and technology. Which U.S. state is known as the beef state? Nebraska. Nebraska is often referred to as the beef state due to its significant role in cattle ranching and beef production. The state's agricultural economy heavily relies on the beef industry. How many time zones does Russia encompass? 9. Russia spans a vast geographical area, resulting in the need for multiple time zones to account for the difference in solar time across the country. The large number of time zones reflects Russia's east-west expanse. Which country is associated with the Internet domain, ch? Switzerland. The Internet domain, ch, is the country code top-level domain, ccTLD, for Switzerland. The abbreviation, ch, stands for Confederatio Helvetica, the Latin name for the Swiss Confederation. In March 1781, astronomer William Herschel announced the discovery of which planet in our solar system? Uranus. William Herschel discovered Uranus on March 13, 1781, initially mistaking it for a star or comet. Its subsequent confirmation as a planet expanded the known boundaries of the solar system. In what country did Joseph Leon assume the office of Prime Minister in 1932? Australia. Joseph Leon served as the 10th Prime Minister of Australia from 1932 until his death in 1939. His tenure occurred during the Great Depression, and he implemented conservative economic policies. Which English town was historically known by the Roman name Dubris? Dover, Kent. Dubris was the Roman name for Dover, a town in Kent, England, reflecting its strategic importance during the Roman occupation of Britain. The town served as a key port and defensive site. Upon which medal is the inscription, Pro Pace et Fraternitate Gentium, found? Nobel Peace Prize Medal. Pro Pace et Fraternitate Gentium, which translates to, For the Peace and Brotherhood of Men, is inscribed on the Nobel Peace Prize Medal. The medal is awarded annually to individuals who have done the most or the best work for fraternity between nations. In the United Kingdom, in which year was the voting age lowered from 30 to 21 for women? 1928. The Representation of the People Act of 1928 lowered the voting age for women in the UK from 30 to 21, granting them the same voting rights as men. This was a significant step towards gender equality in political participation. In which Scottish dockyard town was the ship, Cutty Sark, built? Dumbarton. The Cutty Sark, a famous clipper ship, was built in Dumbarton, Scotland. It was launched in 1869 and is now a museum ship in Greenwich, London. Who composed the romantic opera, Lohengrin? Richard Wagner. Richard Wagner composed the opera Lohengrin, which premiered in 1850. Wagner's operas are known for their complex narratives and use of leitmotifs. In which African country is the airline Lotus Air based? Egypt. Lotus Air is based in Egypt. Egypt is a transcontinental country spanning the northeast corner of Africa and southwest corner of Asia via a land bridge formed by the Sinai Peninsula. In the human body, which cavity at the upper end of the trachea contains the vocal cords? Larynx. The larynx, located at the upper end of the trachea, houses the vocal cords and is crucial for phonation, sound production. It is part of the respiratory system and also protects the lower airways. In which sea does the Greek island of Lemnos lie? Aegean Sea. Lemnos is a Greek island located in the northern Aegean Sea. The Aegean Sea is an arm of the Mediterranean Sea situated between Greece and Turkey. Who was the father of the British monarch King Edward VI? Henry VIII. King Edward VI was the son of Henry VIII. Henry VIII's desire for a male heir led to the English Reformation and the establishment of the Church of England. In which country is Tatiana Day celebrated in January? Russia. Tatiana Day, also known as Russian Students' Day, is celebrated in January in Russia. It commemorates Saint Tatiana of Rome and is a celebration of education and students. What is the common name for the parasitic insect with the Latin name *pediculus humanus capitis? Head louse. *pediculus humanus capitis, or the head louse, is a common ectoparasite that infests the human scalp and feeds on blood. Its presence is a widespread public health concern, especially among school-aged children. Who was the architect of the banqueting house in London's Whitehall? Inigo Jones. Inigo Jones, 1573 to 1652, was a prominent English architect of the early 17th century, known for introducing classical architecture to Britain. The Banqueting House, completed in 1622, is one of his most significant works, reflecting Palladian influences. Who was elected President of the Italian Republic in May 2006? Giorgio Napolitano. Giorgio Napolitano served as the President of the Italian Republic from 2006 to 2015. His election in 2006 marked a significant moment in Italian political history, and his subsequent re-election was unprecedented. In which U.S. state is John Wayne Airport located? California. John Wayne Airport, SNA, is located in Orange County, California. It is a major airport serving the greater Los Angeles area and is named after the actor John Wayne. On which island is Tynwald Day celebrated in July? Isle of Man. Tynwald Day, or National Day, is celebrated annually on July 5 on the Isle of Man. It involves a traditional open-air ceremony where laws are promulgated in both English and Manx Gaelic. Which U.S. state is known as the Old Line State? Maryland. Maryland is known as the Old Line State, due to its reputation for providing troops to the Continental Army during the American Revolutionary War. These troops, known for their discipline and bravery, solidified Maryland's place in American history. Durango, Veracruz and Campeche are all states in which country? Mexico. Mexico is a federal republic comprised of 32 entities, 31 states and Mexico City. These states possess their own constitutions, legislatures, and governors, contributing to Mexico's diverse political landscape. In the human body, mydriasis is the dilation of what? The pupil of the eye. Mydriasis is the dilation of the pupil, the black circular opening in the center of the iris of the eye. It can occur due to various factors, including medications, eye drops, injury, or certain medical conditions affecting the nervous system. Who wrote the novel, Dr. Zhivago? Boris Pasternak. Boris Pasternak's Dr. Zhivago, published in 1957, is a novel set in Russia during World War I, the Russian Revolution, and the Russian Civil War. The novel faced controversy in the Soviet Union due to its critical perspective on the October Revolution, leading to Pasternak being awarded the Nobel Prize in Literature in 1958, which he was forced to decline. In zoology, which order of mammals include apes, monkeys, prosimians and man? Primates. Primates belong to the order Primates, a diverse group of mammals characterized by grasping hands and feet, large relative brain size, and a tendency towards social behavior. This order includes humans, apes, monkeys, and prosimians, all sharing a common evolutionary ancestor. What was US President Gerald Ford's middle name? Rudolph. Gerald Ford, the 38th President of the United States, served from 1974 to 1977. His middle name was Rudolph, though he was born Leslie Lynch King Jr. and later renamed after adoption. In humans, Graves' disease is the result of an overactive what? Thyroid gland. Graves' disease is an autoimmune disorder that leads to an overactive thyroid gland, known as hyperthyroidism. This condition causes the thyroid to produce excessive amounts of thyroid hormones, leading to symptoms such as anxiety, weight loss, and rapid heartbeat. In southern Australia, by what name is a strong, hot, dry, and dusty wind known? Brickfielder. Brickfielder winds are strong, dry, and dusty winds that occur in southern Australia, particularly during the summer months. These winds are associated with high-pressure systems and can cause significant dust storms. Which British Prime Minister is credited with the quote, "A week is a long time in politics"? Harold Wilson. Harold Wilson served as the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom on two separate occasions during the 1960s and 1970s. His quote, "A week is a long time in politics," underscores the rapidly changing nature of political landscapes and events. Josip Broz was the original name of which Yugoslav statesman? Marshal Tito. Josip Broz, better known as Marshal Tito, was a Yugoslav communist revolutionary and statesman. He served in various positions from 1943 until his death in 1980 and is known for leading the partisans during World War II. Lake Tana, the source of the Blue Nile, is the largest lake located in which African country? Ethiopia. Lake Tana, situated in the Amhara region of Ethiopia, serves as the primary source of the Blue Nile River. It is the largest lake in Ethiopia and holds significant ecological and economic importance for the region. A percheron is what type of animal? Horse. The percheron is a breed of draft horse originating from the Hisne River Valley in France. These horses are typically grey or black and known for their intelligence, strength, and willingness to work. In which United States city is the Auckland Bay Bridge located? San Francisco. The Auckland Bay Bridge, officially the San Francisco-Auckland Bay Bridge, is a complex of bridges spanning San Francisco Bay in California. It serves as a vital transportation link between San Francisco and Auckland. Which historical figure famously referred to the English as a nation of shopkeepers? Napoleon I. Napoleon Bonaparte is credited with coining the phrase, "a nation of shopkeepers," to describe England's economic focus during the Napoleonic era. This remark highlighted England's commercial strength and its reliance on trade. Gelotology is the study of the effect of what phenomenon on the human body? Laughter and humor. Gelotology is the scientific study of laughter and its effects on the body. Research suggests that laughter can have positive physiological and psychological benefits, including stress reduction and immune system enhancement. Which planet in our solar system has the shortest orbital period around the Sun? Mercury. Mercury, being the closest planet to the Sun, experiences the shortest orbital period, completing its revolution in approximately 88 Earth days. This rapid orbit is due to its proximity to the Sun's gravitational pull. In which European country are the coastal resorts of Sopot and Leba located? Poland. Sopot and Leba are prominent coastal resorts situated along the Baltic Sea in Poland. These towns are known for their sandy beaches and tourism. In the field of anatomy, what does osteomalacia describe? The bones. Osteomalacia is a condition characterized by the softening of the bones, typically due to a deficiency in vitamin D, calcium, or phosphate. This weakening can lead to bone pain, muscle weakness, and an increased risk of fractures. Which landlocked African country shares borders with Sudan, Djibouti, Eritrea, Somalia, and Kenya? Ethiopia. Ethiopia is a landlocked country in the Horn of Africa bordered by Sudan, Djibouti, Eritrea, Somalia, and Kenya. Its strategic location makes it a significant geopolitical player in the region. In which month is Patriot Day commemorated in the United States? September 11th. Patriot Day, observed annually on September 11th in the United States, commemorates the victims of the September 11, 2001 terrorist attacks. It is a day of remembrance and national unity. At which London landmark does the ceremony of the keys take place? Tower of London. The ceremony of the keys is a traditional locking up ritual that occurs every night at the Tower of London. This ceremony has taken place for hundreds of years. Barolo, Barbaresco, and Moscato are wines originating from which European country? Italy. Barolo, Barbaresco, and Moscato are renowned Italian wines. These wines are protected designations of origin, primarily produced in the Piedmont region of Italy. Which Scottish hero was appointed Guardian of Scotland in 1297? William Wallace. William Wallace, a key figure in the Wars of Scottish independence, was appointed Guardian of Scotland following the Battle of Stirling Bridge. He led the resistance against English rule during a critical period in Scottish history. In mathematics, what term describes an angle measuring greater than 90 degrees but less than 180 degrees? Obtuse angle. An obtuse angle is defined as an angle whose measure is greater than 90 degrees but less than 180 degrees. Understanding angle classifications is fundamental in geometry and trigonometry. At which university did British spies Burgess, Blunt, Maclean, and Philby meet? Cambridge. Cambridge University was the meeting ground for the Cambridge Five, a group of British spies who transmitted information to the Soviet Union during the Cold War. Their recruitment highlights the ideological battles that took place in academic institutions during that era. The kyat is the national currency of which Asian country? Burma, Myanmar. The kyat is the official currency of Myanmar. Understanding the currencies of different nations is helpful in international trade and economic analysis. If it is 4 p.m. in London, England, in May, what time is it in New York, USA? 11 a.m. London operates on Greenwich Mean Time, GMT, or British Summer Time, BST, during May. New York is in the Eastern Time Zone, ET, which is typically 5 hours behind GMT. How many spikes are on the crown of the Statue of Liberty in New York, USA? 7. The 7 spikes on the Statue of Liberty's crown represent the 7 continents and the 7 seas, symbolizing universal liberty. The Statue of Liberty is a symbol of freedom and democracy. From which country do Blue Mountain coffee beans originate? Jamaica. Blue Mountain Coffee is a globally recognized brand of coffee grown in the Blue Mountains of Jamaica. The high altitude, mineral-rich soil, and consistent rainfall contribute to its unique flavor profile and high market value. What term describes a straight line segment passing through the center of a circle, connecting 2 points on the circumference? Diameter. The diameter of a circle is twice the length of the radius. Understanding the diameter is fundamental to calculating the circumference and area of a circle, essential geometric concepts. In the NATO phonetic alphabet, which word is used to represent the letter K? Kilo. The NATO phonetic alphabet is a spelling alphabet used to avoid confusion when communicating letters and numbers. It is employed widely in telecommunications, aviation, and military contexts to ensure clarity. Which archipelago was claimed by the British in 1833? The Falkland Islands. The Falkland Islands are subject of a sovereignty dispute between the United Kingdom and Argentina. The British claim dates back to the 18th century, while Argentina asserts its claim based on its inheritance from Spain. Which saint is recognized as the first British Christian martyr? Saint Alban. Saint Alban was a Roman soldier who was executed for sheltering a Christian priest in the Roman city of Verulamium, modern-day Saint Albans, during a period of persecution. He is venerated as a significant figure in early British Christianity. In zoology, what term describes an animal that feeds on decomposing organic matter? Detritivore. A detritivore is an organism that consumes dead organic material, contributing to decomposition and nutrient cycling within ecosystems. Examples include earthworms, woodlice, and certain types of insects and fungi. Melodia was the state-run record label of which country? USSR, Russia. Melodia was the sole record label in the Soviet Union. It played a significant role in disseminating music and cultural material under the Soviet regime. A quincentenary is an anniversary of how many years? 500. A quincentenary marks a 500-year anniversary, often commemorated with celebrations and historical reflections. Such anniversaries provide opportunities to revisit significant events and legacies from the past half-millennium. A muskellunge is what type of creature? Fish. The muskellunge, Esox masquenomi, is a large, relatively uncommon freshwater fish of North America, known for its size and sporting value. It is a member of the pike family, Esocidae. Aotearoa is the local name for which country? New Zealand. Aotearoa is the Maori name for New Zealand, translating roughly to land of the long white cloud. It reflects the indigenous Polynesian heritage and identity of the nation. Hong Kong, in China, lies at the mouth of which river? Pearl River. Hong Kong's strategic location at the Pearl River Delta has been pivotal to its development as a major trading hub. The Pearl River is a significant waterway in southern China. Which country has the internet domain, MT? Malta. Malta, an island nation in the Mediterranean Sea, is assigned the Internet Country Code Top-Level Domain, CCTLD, of MT. This domain is essential for establishing Malta's digital presence. Japan lies in which body of water? Pacific Ocean. Japan is an archipelago situated in the western Pacific Ocean, characterized by its volcanic landscape and extensive coastline. Its location has significant implications for its climate, culture, and trade. Who was known as the Butcher of Lyon during World War II? Klaus Barbie. Klaus Barbie, known as the Butcher of Lyon, was a Nazi SS officer responsible for numerous war crimes during the occupation of France. He was later extradited and convicted for his crimes against humanity. Which planet in our solar system has a year which lasts approximately 84 Earth years? Uranus. Uranus has a sidereal orbital period of about 84 Earth years. This extended orbit contributes to its unique seasonal variations and overall planetary characteristics. In which English county is the village of Cheddar located? Somerset. Cheddar is a village in Somerset, England, famous for its cheese production and the Cheddar Gorge. The area has a rich history dating back to prehistoric times. In which European country is the fashion company Benetton based? Italy. Benetton Group S.r.l. is an Italian fashion company founded in 1965, headquartered in Treviso, Italy. They are known globally for their clothing brands and social campaigns. Röntgen rays, named after Nobel Prize winner Wilhelm Conrad Röntgen, are better known by what name? X-rays. Wilhelm Conrad Röntgen discovered X-rays in 1895, a groundbreaking discovery earning him the first Nobel Prize in Physics in 1901. X-rays have revolutionized medical diagnostics and various other fields. In which year was the first London to Brighton veteran car run held in the UK? 1896. The first London to Brighton veteran car run was held in 1896, celebrating the passage of the Light Locomotives Act, which raised the speed limit for light locomotives to 14 miles per hour. It continues to be a significant event for vintage car enthusiasts. Who was elected President of the European Parliament in July 2009? Jerzy Buzek. Jerzy Buzek served as President of the European Parliament from 2009 to 2012. The President presides over the Parliament's sessions, ensuring the rules of procedure are followed. One of the principal rules taught in medical school, primum non nocere, translates to what in English? First do no harm. Primum non nocere is a Latin phrase that means, First, do no harm. It is a fundamental principle in medical ethics, emphasizing the importance of avoiding unnecessary harm to patients. The Gardner Dam is in which country? Canada. The Gardner Dam is located in Saskatchewan, Canada, and is part of the South Saskatchewan River Project. It is one of the largest embankment dams in the world, creating Lake Diefenbaker. The Cagayan River is the largest river in which country? Philippines. The Cagayan River, also known as the Rio Grande de Cagayan, is the longest and largest river in the Philippines. It is a vital waterway in northeastern Luzon, flowing through the Cagayan Valley. During World War II, which spiritual leader addressed letters to Adolf Hitler as, "my friend," requesting him to stop the war which Germany had started? Mahatma Gandhi. Mahatma Gandhi, the leader of the Indian independence movement, wrote to Adolf Hitler during World War II advocating for peace and urging him to halt the ongoing conflict. These letters reflected Gandhi's commitment to nonviolent resistance and his attempts to appeal to the conscience of world leaders. Who served as the Prime Minister of Britain immediately preceding Winston Churchill's first term? Neville Chamberlain. Neville Chamberlain was the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom from 1937 to 1940. His policy of appeasement toward Nazi Germany is a significant aspect of pre-World War II history. In what year were the Henry Wood Promenade concerts, also known as the Proms, established? 1895. The Proms, a classical music festival held annually in London, was founded in 1895. It is renowned for its accessible and popular presentation of classical music. On the coast of which sea is the Saudi Arabian port city of Jeddah situated? Red Sea. Jeddah, a major port and urban center in Saudi Arabia, is strategically located on the Red Sea. Its location has historically made it a crucial hub for trade and pilgrimage. From which animal does fish fur originate? Polecat. Fish fur, known for its soft texture and appearance, is obtained from the polecat, a member of the weasel family. Which former airline of the United States, established in 1927, ceased operations in 1991? Pan American. Pan American World Airways, commonly known as Pan Am, was a leading American airline from 1927 until its collapse in 1991. It was known for its innovation in air travel and its iconic branding. In humans, plumbism refers to chronic poisoning resulting from the absorption of which substance into the body? Lead. Plumbism, or lead poisoning, occurs when lead accumulates in the body, often over months or years. Even small amounts of lead can cause serious health problems. Which Roman emperor was known by the nickname, Little Boots? Caligula. Caligula, whose real name was Gaius Julius Caesar Augustus Germanicus, was Roman emperor from 37 to 41 AD. The nickname, Caligula, means, little boots, in Latin, a name given to him as a child when he accompanied his father on military campaigns. In which Australian state is the Franklin River located? Tasmania. The Franklin River is located in Tasmania, Australia. It is known for its pristine wilderness and played a central role in a major environmental battle in the 1980s concerning the proposed Franklin Dam. Pneumoconiosis is a disease affecting which part of the human body? Lungs. Pneumoconiosis is a group of lung diseases caused by the inhalation of dust, often occurring in occupational settings such as mining. Examples include silicosis, from silica dust, and asbestosis, from asbestos. In which European country is Mount Parnassus situated? Greece. Mount Parnassus is a mountain range in central Greece, historically significant in Greek mythology and culture. It was considered sacred to Apollo and the Muses. In 1914, which country defeated Russia in the Battle of Tannenberg? Germany. The Battle of Tannenberg was a major World War I battle fought between Russia and Germany in August 1914. The German victory was a significant blow to the Russian war effort on the Eastern Front. What is the capital city of Sudan? Khartoum. Khartoum is the capital of Sudan, located at the confluence of the White Nile and Blue Nile rivers. It is a major political, economic, and cultural center of the country. What type of animal is an oribi? Antelope. Oribis are small antelopes found in grasslands of eastern and southern Africa. They are known for their swiftness and agility. In which US city is the Aqua Tower located, recognized as one of the first tallest buildings designed by a team led by a woman, Jean Gang? Chicago. The Aqua Tower, designed by Jean Gang, is notable for its innovative architectural design and its significant contribution to Chicago's skyline. What is Lake Kinneret in Israel referred to as in the Bible? The Sea of Galilee. Lake Kinneret, also known as the Sea of Galilee, is a freshwater lake in Israel with historical and religious significance in Christianity. During which month of the year is Thanksgiving Day celebrated in Canada? October. Thanksgiving in Canada is celebrated on the second Monday of October, coinciding with the harvest season. The term, Vichy regime, refers to the government of which European country during World War II? France. The Vichy regime was the collaborationist government of France during World War II, established after the country's defeat by Nazi Germany. Pato, a game played on horseback, is the national sport of which South American country? Argentina. Pato, a sport combining elements of polo and basketball played on horseback, is officially recognized as the national sport of Argentina. Which US president died in 1841, on his 32nd day in office? William Henry Harrison. William Henry Harrison, the ninth President of the United States, died of illness shortly after his inauguration in 1841, serving the shortest term in US presidential history. Triticale is a hybrid of which two cereal crops? Wheat and rye, triticum and secale. Triticale is a man-made hybrid of wheat, triticum, and rye, secale, first bred in laboratories during the late 19th century. It combines the yield potential and grain quality of wheat with the disease and environmental tolerance of rye. Which of the Great Lakes is the only one located entirely within the United States of America? Lake Michigan. Lake Michigan is the only Great Lake wholly contained within the borders of the United States. The other four Great Lakes, Superior, Huron, Erie, and Ontario, are shared between the US and Canada. The Vistula Lagoon is a freshwater lagoon on which sea? Baltic Sea. The Vistula Lagoon, also known as the Vistula Bay or Frisch's Haff, is a brackish water body on the Baltic Sea. It is separated from Gdansk Bay by the Vistula Spit. What is the physiological process being performed if a person is micturating? Urinating. Micturition, also known as urination, refers to the process of emptying the urinary bladder. It is the normal mechanism for excreting urine from the body. In the animal world, what is nidification? Nests. Nidification refers to the process of building nests, particularly by birds for laying eggs and raising their young. Nest building is an essential aspect of avian reproductive behavior. In which country is the world's highest waterfall located? Venezuela, Angel Falls. Angel Falls, located in Venezuela's Canama National Park, is the world's highest uninterrupted waterfall, with a height of 979 meters, 3,212 feet. Its dramatic plunge over the Oyang Tepui mountain makes it a significant geographical landmark. The Anatolian Peninsula comprises most of which modern-day country? Turkey. The Anatolian Peninsula, also known as Asia Minor, constitutes the majority of the landmass of modern-day Turkey. It is a region of significant historical and geopolitical importance, bridging Europe and Asia. Which country hosted the second modern Olympic Games in 1900? France. The 1900 Summer Olympics, officially known as the Games of the Second Olympiad, were held in Paris, France. This event marked the second instance of the modern Olympic Games. Spa is a resort town in which European country? Belgium. Spa, located in Belgium, is famous for its natural mineral springs, which have attracted visitors seeking therapeutic treatments for centuries. The town's name is the origin of the word, spa. What colors are on the national flag of Belgium? Black, yellow and red. The Belgian flag features three vertical bands of equal width in black, yellow, and red, arranged from left to right. This design was adopted shortly after Belgium gained its independence from the Netherlands in 1830. In December 2006, Felipe de Jesus Calderón Hinojosa assumed the presidency of which nation? Mexico. Felipe Calderón served as the president of Mexico from 2006 to 2012. His presidency was marked by a focus on combating drug cartels and implementing economic reforms. How many nautical miles is equivalent to 1 minute of longitude at the equator? 1. A minute of longitude at the equator corresponds to 1 nautical mile, which is approximately 1.15 statute miles or 1.852 kilometers. This relationship is fundamental to navigation and cartography. The Cueva de las Manos, Cave of the Hands, renowned for its approximately 9,000-year-old hand paintings, is located in which Spanish-speaking country? Argentina. Cueva de las Manos is a cave located in the Patagonian region of Argentina, celebrated for its prehistoric rock art, particularly the stenciled handprints dating back several millennia, providing insights into early human activity in South America. What was the designation of the steamship launched by Isambard Kingdom Brunel in 1858? The Great Eastern. The Great Eastern, designed by Isambard Kingdom Brunel, was a revolutionary steamship notable for its size and advanced engineering. It was intended to facilitate trade routes between Britain and the Far East. Which evergreen flowering climbing plant is traditionally associated with Jesus Christ? Passion flower. The passion flower, with its distinctive structure, is symbolically associated with the Passion of Christ, with different parts of the flower representing elements of the crucifixion story. To what notes are the 4 strings on a standard violin typically tuned? G, D, A, E. The standard tuning for the 4 strings of a violin, from lowest to highest pitch, is G, D, A, and E. This tuning has been standardized for centuries and is fundamental to playing the instrument. How many imperial gallons of oil constitute 1 barrel? 35. In the British imperial system, 1 barrel of oil is equivalent to 35 imperial gallons. This differs from the US standard of 42 US gallons per barrel. In human anatomy, enteritis denotes the inflammation of which organ? Small intestine. Enteritis is the inflammation of the small intestine, often caused by bacterial or viral infections. It leads to symptoms like diarrhea, abdominal pain, and vomiting, and proper hydration is crucial for treatment. Who assumed the position of Archbishop of Canterbury in February 2003? Rowan Williams. Rowan Williams served as the Archbishop of Canterbury from 2003 to 2012, leading the Church of England and the worldwide Anglican Communion. The Archbishop of Canterbury is the senior leader of the Church of England, a position of significant historical and religious importance. In the realm of literature, for what achievement is the Kate Greenaway Medal awarded? Illustration in children's books. The Kate Greenaway Medal, established in 1955, is awarded annually by the Chartered Institute of Library and Information Professionals, CILIP, in the United Kingdom. It recognizes distinguished illustration in a children's book published in the UK. According to the Bible, what was the name of Jacob's only daughter? Dinah. Dinah is mentioned in the book of Genesis as the daughter of Jacob and Leah. The account of Dinah and Shechem is a significant narrative in the Hebrew Bible, addressing themes of honor, justice, and intertribal relations. Felsic, mafic, and intermediate are classifications of which naturally occurring substance. Lava. These terms classify lava based on its silica content and resulting mineral composition. Felsic lavas are high in silica and light in color, while mafic lavas are lower in silica and darker. Intermediate lavas fall between these two extremes. What is the name of the scarlet and gold banner of Saint Denis, traditionally presented to early French kings as they departed for war? Oriflamme. The Oriflamme was the sacred battle standard of France during the Middle Ages, associated with the Abbey of Saint Denis. It was a symbol of French royalty and was carried into battle as a rallying point. In what year was the death penalty for treason formally abolished in mainland United Kingdom? 1998. The abolition of the death penalty for treason in 1998 marked a significant shift in the UK's legal and penal system. It reflects evolving societal attitudes towards capital punishment and human rights. In 1776, how many American colonies declared their independence from the British Empire through the United States Declaration of Independence? 13. The Declaration of Independence, adopted on July 4, 1776, marked a pivotal moment in American history, asserting the independence of 13 colonies from British rule. This event led to the American Revolutionary War and the eventual establishment of the United States of America. What is the flattened, circular organ within the uterus of pregnant mammals that facilitates nutrient exchange between the mother and fetus via the umbilical cord? Placenta. The placenta is a vital organ during pregnancy responsible for providing oxygen and nutrients to the growing fetus and removing waste products from the fetal blood. It establishes a connection between the mother and fetus without mixing their blood. To what botanical classification does the plant genus Opuntia belong? Cactus. Opuntia is a genus in the cactus family, Cactaceae, characterized by its flattened stems and spines. These plants are native to the Americas and are adapted to arid environments. What engagement marked the definitive conclusion of the Napoleonic Wars? Waterloo. The Battle of Waterloo, fought on June 18, 1815, resulted in the decisive defeat of Napoleon Bonaparte's forces by the Allied armies commanded by the Duke of Wellington and Gebhard Leberecht von Blücher. This defeat effectively ended Napoleon's rule and the Napoleonic Wars. The Colossus of Rhodes was a monumental statue dedicated to which deity in the Greek pantheon? Helios, god of the sun. The Colossus of Rhodes, one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world, was a towering bronze statue erected in the city of Rhodes to honor Helios, the Greek god of the sun. It stood for approximately 56 years before being toppled by an earthquake. In the hierarchical structure of the United States Army, what rank is positioned above colonel and below major general? Brigadier General. The rank of Brigadier General in the U.S. Army is a 1-star general officer rank. It signifies a senior leadership position typically commanding a brigade-sized element of several thousand soldiers. On which Scottish island are the Quillan Hills located? Skye. The Quillan Hills are a range of rocky mountains located on the Isle of Skye in Scotland. They are renowned for their dramatic and challenging terrain, attracting climbers and hikers from around the world. What is the term for the soft, fatty tissue found within bone cavities where blood cells are produced? Marrow. Bone marrow is the spongy tissue found inside bones that contains stem cells responsible for producing red blood cells, white blood cells, and platelets. This process is essential for maintaining healthy blood levels and immune function. In which English county is Dunster Castle situated? Somerset. Dunster Castle is located in the county of Somerset, England, and has a rich history dating back to the Norman era. The castle's strategic position and architectural features reflect its significance throughout English history. What prime number lies between 11 and 17? 13. A prime number is a natural number greater than 1 that has no positive divisors other than 1 and itself. 13 fits this definition and falls within the specified range. What term describes atoms that possess the same atomic number but differing numbers of neutrons in their nuclei? Isotopes. Isotopes are variants of a chemical element which share the same number of protons, thus the same atomic number, but have differing numbers of neutrons. This results in different mass numbers for the isotopes of an element. Seppuku, a practice integral to the samurai warrior code, is more widely known by what term? Harikari. Seppuku, also known as harikari, is a form of Japanese ritual suicide by disembowelment. It was historically practiced by samurai to avoid dishonor or as a form of capital punishment. Henrietta Maria was the consort of which British monarch? King Charles I. Henrietta Maria, 1609–1669, was the Queen Consort of England, Scotland, and Ireland as the wife of King Charles I. Their marriage was politically significant and marked by religious and political tensions. What was the vernacular language of Jesus Christ? Aramaic. Aramaic was a Northwest Semitic language closely related to Hebrew and was widely spoken in the Levant during the time of Jesus Christ. It is considered to be the language that Jesus and his disciples primarily spoke. Which US president's name is inscribed on the plaque left on the moon during the Apollo 11 mission? Richard Nixon. Richard Nixon was the President of the United States during the Apollo 11 mission in 1969. The plaque commemorates humanity's first landing on the moon and bears the signatures of the astronauts and President Nixon's name. In human physiology, nephrosis signifies the degeneration of which organ? Kidney. Nephrosis refers to kidney damage, specifically affecting the glomeruli, which are responsible for filtering waste and excess fluids from the blood. Impairment of kidney function can lead to various health complications. In which British city is the University of Strathclyde located? Glasgow. The University of Strathclyde is a public research university located in Glasgow, Scotland. Founded in 1796 as Andersonian Institute, it is Glasgow's second oldest university. What is the designation of the tool used by astronauts that functions as both pliers and a wrench? Plench. A plench is a tool used by astronauts that combines the functions of pliers and a wrench into a single instrument. This multifunctional design is useful in space environments where minimizing the number of tools is crucial. Titania, Miranda, and Bianca are all moons of which planet in our solar system? Uranus. Uranus is the seventh planet from the Sun and has 27 known moons. Titania, Miranda, and Bianca are among the major moons of Uranus, each with unique characteristics and orbital paths. The resort of Costa Smeralda is on which Mediterranean island? Sardinia. Costa Smeralda, known for its beautiful beaches and luxury resorts, is located on the island of Sardinia. Sardinia is the second largest island in the Mediterranean Sea, known for its distinct culture, landscapes, and historical sites. What is the fold of loose skin called hanging from the throat or neck of an animal or bird? Dewlap. A dewlap is a longitudinal flap of skin that hangs from the neck of many animals, especially cattle, dogs, and lizards. In birds, it is also sometimes referred to as a wattle. Which Greek goddess is the muse of erotic poetry? Erato. In Greek mythology, Erato is the muse of lyric and erotic poetry. The muses were the inspirational goddesses of literature, science, and the arts. The copaway is the national flower of which South American country? Chile. The copaway, Lapagaria rosea, is the national flower of Chile, known for its distinctive bell-shaped flowers. It is a vine that grows in the forests of southern Chile and symbolizes the country's natural beauty. Armed Forces Day is celebrated in Burma, Myanmar, during which month of the year? March 27th. Armed Forces Day in Myanmar is celebrated annually on March 27. The day commemorates the start of the Burmese resistance to Japanese occupation during World War II. The Java Trench is part of which ocean? Indian Ocean. The Java Trench, also known as the Sunda Trench, is a deep oceanic trench located in the Indian Ocean. It is situated off the coast of Java, Indonesia, and represents a significant geological feature in the region. Who became the youngest man, at age 35, to win the Nobel Peace Prize in 1964? Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King Jr. received the Nobel Peace Prize in 1964 for his nonviolent resistance to racial segregation in the United States. At 35, he was the youngest person to ever receive the award at the time. Which planet in our solar system is known as the morning star when it appears in the eastern sky before sunrise? Venus. Venus, often referred to as the morning star or evening star, is the second planet from the Sun and is known for its bright appearance in the sky due to its highly reflective atmosphere. Its visibility is greatest shortly before sunrise or after sunset. In British politics, who succeeded Jeremy Thorpe as acting leader of the Liberal Party in 1976? Joe Grimond. Joe Grimond served as the acting leader of the Liberal Party in 1976 following Jeremy Thorpe's resignation. Grimond had previously served as the party's leader from 1956 to 1967 and stepped in during a period of political turmoil. In science, what does a Pascal measure? Pressure. The Pascal, Pa, is the SI-derived unit of pressure, used to quantify internal pressure, stress, Young's modulus, and ultimate tensile strength. It is defined as 1 Newton per square meter. Which biblical figure destroyed the temple of the Philistines? Samson. Samson, a judge in the Old Testament, is known for his immense strength. According to the biblical narrative, he destroyed the temple of the Philistines by collapsing its pillars, killing himself and many Philistines. Domingo Leota MD, of Argentina, designed and developed the first artificial wart, which was successfully implanted in a human in 1969. Heart. Domingo Leota, an Argentinian surgeon, is credited with designing and developing the first artificial heart that was successfully implanted in a human in 1969. This marked a significant milestone in the field of cardiovascular surgery. On the human body, what is a sanguineous crust better known as? A scab. A sanguineous crust, commonly known as a scab, forms over a wound as part of the body's natural healing process. It is composed of dried blood and tissue, protecting the underlying skin while it regenerates. On which address in London is the inscription, "The First Lord of the Treasury," found on the letterbox? 10 Downing Street. 10 Downing Street serves as the official residence and workplace of the British Prime Minister. The title, First Lord of the Treasury, is traditionally held by the Prime Minister, hence the inscription on the letterbox. In what year did the euro become the official currency of Ireland? 2002 to 1 stone January. The euro, was introduced as legal tender in Ireland, along with 11 other European Union member states, on January 1, 2002. This marked a significant step in European monetary integration. In which European country is the Briksdal Glacier located? Norway. The Briksdal Glacier is one of the arms of the Jostedalsbreen Glacier, the largest glacier in continental Europe. It is situated in Vestland County, Norway and is a popular tourist destination. What was the name of the ship used by Captain Robert Scott for his 1901 expedition to Antarctica? The Discovery. The Discovery, officially known as the RRS Discovery, was the ship used by Captain Robert Falcon Scott for the British National Antarctic Expedition of 1901 to 1904. This expedition contributed significantly to the scientific exploration of Antarctica. In which year did the Battle of Bannockburn, between Scotland and England, occur? 1314. The Battle of Bannockburn, fought in 1314, was a decisive Scottish victory in the First War of Scottish Independence. It solidified Robert the Bruce's claim to the Scottish throne. Which Canadian island lies to the east of the Gulf of St. Lawrence? Newfoundland. Newfoundland is a large island located off the east coast of North America, forming part of the province of Newfoundland and Labrador, Canada. It is separated from Labrador by the Strait of Belle Isle. What is the capital of Switzerland? Bern or Bern. Bern serves as the de facto capital of Switzerland, although it is officially designated as the federal city. Switzerland has a unique political structure and avoids explicitly naming a single city as its capital. In which year were women first permitted to participate in athletic events at the Olympic Games? 1928. The 1928 Summer Olympics held in Amsterdam marked a significant turning point in the history of women's participation in the Olympic Games. It was the first time women were allowed to compete in track and field events. Whom did Franklin D. Roosevelt defeat in the 1944 United States presidential election? Thomas E. Dewey. In 1944, Franklin D. Roosevelt won his fourth term as president, defeating Republican candidate Thomas E. Dewey. This election occurred during World War II, a factor influencing Roosevelt's victory. Buffalo, Bermuda, fescue, and carpet are all types of what? Grass. Different species of grasses are classified into these types. These grasses have different uses, appearances, and adaptation to varied climates and soil conditions. In which country is the dormant volcano Mount Sabalan located? Iran. Mount Sabalan, a dormant stratovolcano, is situated in the Ardabil province of Iran. Its high altitude and volcanic features contribute to the region's unique geography and attract mountaineers. What is the capital city of the U.S. state of Oregon? Salem. Salem is the capital of Oregon, located in the Willamette Valley. It serves as the center of government for the state. What proofreading symbol indicates the precise location for insertion within a line of text? Caret. A caret is a proofreading mark used to indicate where omitted text should be inserted in a document. It is a common tool used by editors to mark corrections. Which U.S. state did Ronald Reagan serve as governor of? California. Ronald Reagan served as the 33rd governor of California from 1967 to 1975. His governorship preceded his presidency of the United States. Which board game was released in the United States by Parker Brothers in November 1935? Monopoly. Monopoly, a real estate board game, was popularized by Parker Brothers starting in 1935. It remains a widely recognized and played game. Which scientist was granted 1093 United States patents for his inventions? Thomas Edison. Thomas Edison was a prolific inventor, holding 1093 U.S. patents. His inventions, most notably the practical incandescent light bulb, had a profound impact on society. Who invented the miner's safety lamp in 1815? Humphrey Davy. Humphrey Davy invented the Davy lamp, a safety lamp for use in coal mines, in 1815. It significantly reduced the risk of explosions caused by flammable gases. On which river is Dublin, the capital of Ireland, situated? River Liffey. The River Liffey flows through the heart of Dublin, Ireland. It has been historically significant for trade and transportation in the region. Mirin, a type of rice wine, is primarily used to enhance the flavor profile of which country's cuisine? Japan. Mirin is a sweet rice wine commonly used in Japanese cuisine as a glaze or flavoring agent. Its subtle sweetness and umami contribute to the depth of flavors in dishes like teriyaki and sushi rice. Emerald and aquamarine are gemological varieties of which mineral? Beryl. Beryl is a mineral that forms various gemstones depending on its trace elements. Emerald's green color comes from chromium or vanadium, while aquamarine's blue comes from iron. In Christian ecclesiastical structure, what is the term for a district under the pastoral oversight of a bishop? Diocese. A diocese is a territorial unit of governance in many Christian denominations, particularly in the Catholic, Anglican, and Orthodox churches. It is overseen by a bishop responsible for the spiritual welfare of the clergy and laity within the region. Which prominent figure, convicted as a World War II criminal, committed suicide by asphyxiation in Spandau prison in 1987? Rudolf Hess. Rudolf Hess was a high-ranking Nazi official who served as deputy Führer to Adolf Hitler. He was convicted of crimes against peace at the Nuremberg trials and sentenced to life imprisonment. Which of the United States is generally recognized as the first to ratify the Constitution and join the Union? Delaware. Delaware ratified the U.S. Constitution on December 7, 1787, making it the first state to do so and earning it the nickname, the First State. This was a crucial step in establishing the new government of the United States. Who is the author of the literary works, The Good Companions, and An Inspector Calls? J. B. Priestley. J. B. Priestley was an English novelist, playwright, and broadcaster. His works often explored themes of social responsibility and the consequences of individual actions. With whom did navigator Fred Noonan disappear after their plane took off from New Guinea? Amelia Earhart. Amelia Earhart was an American aviation pioneer and author who disappeared in 1937 while attempting to circumnavigate the globe. Her disappearance, along with navigator Fred Noonan, remains one of aviation's most enduring mysteries. In the United Kingdom, in which year did the Life Peerage Act, which entitled women to sit in the House of Lords for the first time, become law? 1958. The Life Peerages Act 1958 enabled the creation of life peerages, which allowed women to enter the House of Lords for the first time. This marked a significant step towards gender equality in British politics. In which country is the Rimutaka Railway Tunnel located? New Zealand. The Rimutaka Railway Tunnel was a railway tunnel in the North Island of New Zealand, operating from 1955 to 1967. Its closure was tied to the line replacement with the Rimutaka deviation. Following their wedding in April 2011, upon whose tomb did Prince William's bride place her bouquet? The Unknown Warrior, Westminster Abbey. The tradition of placing the bridal bouquet on the tomb of the unknown warrior at Westminster Abbey is a royal tradition started by Queen Elizabeth, later the Queen Mother, in memory of her brother who died in WWI. It serves as a tribute to fallen soldiers. In the United Kingdom, who served as the Queen's press secretary from 1978 to 1987? Michael Shea. Michael Shea served as Queen Elizabeth II's press secretary during a pivotal period characterized by increasing media scrutiny of the royal family. His role involved managing the public image of the monarchy amidst a evolving media landscape. On what date did the rationing of sugar end in the United Kingdom? The 26th of September 1953. The end of sugar rationing in the UK on September 26, 1953, symbolized a return to normalcy after the austerity measures imposed during and after World War II. It represented a significant milestone in the nation's post-war recovery. What type of flower is a cattleya? Orchid. Cattleya is a genus of orchids native to Central and South America and are known for their large, showy flowers and are popular among orchid enthusiasts. They are often used in corsages and floral arrangements. In which battle did the Zulu War conclude in 1879? The Battle of Rocks Drift. The Battle of Rocks Drift, fought in 1879, marked the end of the Zulu War. This battle is notable for the defense of a British supply depot against a much larger Zulu force. What is the name of the two-handled, narrow-necked jar used by ancient Greeks and Romans for storing oil or wine? Amphora. Amphorae were widely used in the ancient Mediterranean world for transporting and storing goods. Their shape and size varied depending on the specific contents and origin. Which British Prime Minister introduced income tax to compensate for decreased revenue due to a trade decline? William Pitt the Younger. William Pitt the Younger introduced income tax in 1799 as a temporary measure to fund the Napoleonic Wars. This was a significant shift in British fiscal policy. In which European country are the Crimeal Falls located? Austria. The Crimeal Falls are Austria's highest waterfall and a popular tourist destination. They are part of the Hohe Tauern National Park. After which English-born businessman and politician was Rhodesia named? Cecil Rhodes. Rhodesia, a historical region in southern Africa, was named after Cecil Rhodes, a British businessman, mining magnate, and politician who played a dominant role in the region during the late 19th century. Budo is a Japanese term that describes what? Martial arts. Budo encompasses a variety of Japanese martial arts. It emphasizes not only physical techniques but also moral and spiritual development, aiming for self-improvement and discipline. The pyramids of the sun and the moon are popular tourist attractions in which country? Mexico. The pyramids of the sun and moon are located in Teotihuacan, an ancient Mesoamerican city northeast of present-day Mexico City. These pyramids are significant archaeological sites that showcase the advanced urban planning and architecture of the Teotihuacan civilization. St. Mawes and Pendennis castles in Cornwall were built by which English monarch to defend the coast against a French invasion? Henry VIII. Henry VIII constructed St. Mawes and Pendennis castles in the 16th century as part of a chain of coastal defenses. These castles were strategically positioned to protect the English coastline from potential attacks, especially from France. The islands of La Gomera and Tabaca belong to which European country? Spain. La Gomera is one of the Canary Islands, while Tabaca is a small island in the Mediterranean Sea off the coast of Alicante. Both are territories of Spain. These islands are significant for their unique ecosystems and historical importance within Spain's maritime history. How many letters are in the Welsh alphabet? 28. The Welsh alphabet consists of 28 letters. It includes letters such as CH, DD, FF, NG, UL, PH, RH, and TH, which are treated as single letters. Pisiform and hamate are bones in which part of the human body? Wrist. The pisiform and hamate are carpal bones located in the wrist. These bones are essential for wrist movement, stability, and overall hand function. In which French cathedral were the kings of France crowned until 1825? Notre Dame de Reims. The Notre Dame de Reims served as the primary coronation site for French monarchs until 1825. Its historical significance underscores the close relationship between the French monarchy and the Catholic Church. The Rosetta Stone was used to decipher the hieroglyphics of which country? Egypt. The Rosetta Stone, discovered in 1799, was instrumental in deciphering Egyptian hieroglyphs. Its trilingual inscriptions, hieroglyphic, Demotic, and Greek, provided the key to understanding ancient Egyptian writing. Which European country is often referred to as the hexagon, due to its geometric shape? France. France is often called the hexagon, due to its roughly six-sided shape. This nickname is commonly used in geographic and cultural contexts to refer to the country. Which English chemist and physicist invented the rubber balloon in 1824 for use in his experiments? Michael Faraday. Michael Faraday, a renowned English scientist, invented the rubber balloon in 1824. He used these balloons for his experiments on gases at the Royal Institution. The 7 Psalms 6, 32, 38, 51, 102, 130 and 143 are known collectively as what? Penitential Psalms. The penitential psalms are a group of 7 psalms in the Old Testament that express remorse for sins and a plea for divine forgiveness. These psalms are significant in both Jewish and Christian traditions. The former penal colony Devil's Island lies in which ocean? Atlantic Ocean. Devil's Island, infamous for its harsh penal colony, is located in the Atlantic Ocean off the coast of French Guiana. It was used by France to exile convicts, particularly political prisoners, until the mid-20th century. On which planet in our solar system is Olympus Mons, the highest known mountain, located? Mars. Olympus Mons, a shield volcano on Mars, is the largest known volcano and highest known mountain in our solar system. It stands approximately 25 kilometers, 16 miles, high. In which modern-day European country was Renaissance astronomer Nicolaus Copernicus born? Poland. Nicolaus Copernicus, 1473–1543, was a Renaissance-era mathematician and astronomer who formulated a model of the universe that placed the Sun rather than Earth at the center, now known as heliocentrism. He was born in Toruń, Poland. What is the square root of 1/4? 1/2, 0.5. The square root of a number is a value that, when multiplied by itself, gives the original number. In this case, 0.5 multiplied by 0.5 equals 0.25, 1/4. Sabina Airlines, operating from 1923 to 2001, served as the national airline of which European country? Belgium. Sabina, Société Anonyme Belge d'Exploitation de la Navigation Aérienne, was the national airline of Belgium from 1923 until its bankruptcy in 2001. It played a significant role in Belgian aviation history. During World War II, what type of aircraft was utilized by the Dambusters Squadron? Lancasters. The Dambusters, formerly known as No. 617 Squadron of the Royal Air Force, employed specially modified Avro Lancaster bombers during Operation Chastise in 1943. These Lancasters were equipped to carry the bouncing bomb, designed to breach German dams. In which city was the first stock market established in 1792, with 24 stockbrokers meeting at the Tontine Coffee House? New York. The establishment of the New York Stock Exchange, NYSE, in 1792 marked a pivotal moment in the development of American financial markets. The meeting at the Tontine Coffee House formalized trading practices and laid the foundation for the modern stock exchange. How many eyelids does a camel possess on each eye? 3. Camels have 3 eyelids to protect their eyes from sand and sun in harsh desert environments. The third eyelid, called a nictitating membrane, wipes away sand and dust, acting like a windshield wiper. Which British pre-decimal coin had a value of 2 shillings? Florin. The florin was a British pre-decimal coin worth 2 shillings, representing 1/10 of a pound. Introduced in 1849, it aimed for decimalization but faced initial resistance and was withdrawn after decimalization in 1971. The city of Yonkers, New York, is situated on which river? Hudson River. Yonkers is a city in Westchester County, New York, located directly north of the Bronx. It sits on the eastern bank of the Hudson River, a major waterway in the northeastern United States. Which country is known as the George Cross Island? Malta. Malta is known as the George Cross Island due to the collective bravery of its people during the Second World War. The George Cross was awarded to the entire island in 1942 by King George VI, recognizing their resilience under intense Axis bombardment. In United Kingdom politics, what position did the Labour politician Manny Shinwell hold from 1950 to 1951? Minister of Defense. Manny Shinwell served as the Minister of Defense from 1950 to 1951. The Minister of Defense is a key cabinet position responsible for the UK's armed forces and defense policy. Upon which river is the English city of Lincoln situated? River Witham. The city of Lincoln is located on the River Witham in Lincolnshire, England. The river has been historically significant for the city's development and trade. The Order of the Falcon, established in 1921, is a national order of which country? Iceland. The Order of the Falcon is Iceland's sole order of chivalry. It was founded in 1921 by King Christian X to commemorate Iceland becoming a sovereign state.